All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. You're here. We're here. A decent first pitch. A little pushed, a little wide, but not awful. All right, so Hanwha, the same lineup that they had on Sunday when they got one hit. The only difference is Che Hoon is now catching. Other than that, and Wang Young Mook is in instead of Anji Hong, who was sent down to the second league. They've got two guys hitting over 200. Wang Young Mook hitting 200 right on the button. Uh, but oh, sorry, three. Moon Yun Bin also, but their offense is absolutely awful. There's nothing else to say except that it is atrocious, 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 atrocious. So they sent the same guys out in the lineup. The guys that haven't hit all season, they moved up in the lineup. Very important to move up the guys that aren't hitting. And the one guy that did get hits, they moved him down in the lineup. Logic is underrated, I guess, as that is a strike in there. And we are underway, ladies and gentlemen. Wang Young Luka leading things off again. Not the best of seasons so far, but he is hitting a 200. As that is upstairs, and it's 1-1. So Chasing Young on the mound, lefty, which means Hanwha probably is not going to do very well today either. And the 1-1 pitch just catches the outside, and it's 1-2. So Jae Young, 290, 397 ERA on the season. Two games, he's 1-0. Opponent's hitting 244 against him. And the 1-2 pitch way outside, and it's 2-2. Has given up one home run, 10 strikeouts in 11 innings. So, he's probably going to, I would say 6 or 7 strikeouts probably from him today. He's going to throw 90 to 100 pitches. And that's going to be a chopper back to the mound. He's going to be off to get it to the throw, not in time, and he doesn't even make it. And just like that, Wang Young Mook is on, and Hanwha has equaled their hit total from Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. It took one batter, and they've already equaled their hit total. Congratulations is in order. A little Swunt just gets a piece of it, but not off the mound, and doesn't even make the throw down to first, and it's one aboard. Oh, Florial steps in, and the check over on Wang Young Mook. So again, Sunday, they scored or they had one hit, and that wasn't until the eighth inning. Moon and Ben led off the eighth with the hits. That was their only base runner all day, and that's in the dirt. And we can see the bugs swarming behind home plates, or maybe that's in front of home plates. If you're watching on either Soup Live or if you're watching at home or on TV and wherever you're watching, you can actually see the bugs right around home plates. It's always an issue at John Chill. And that's going to be a ground ball. That's going to be through the right side. Wang Young Mook is going to hold up at second. And ladies and gentlemen, they've already doubled their hit total from Sunday. They have doubled their hit total from Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. And runners now on first and second, and that'll bring up Noshiwan. Will they try to bunt? Shimujun is not up. That's left over from the other day. All right, the 1-0 pitch. Sorry, not 1-0. All right, Noshiwan steps in, hitting 163 on the season. Homered in his first 2 games, has not homered since. 8 hits on the year, and the first pitch is upstairs 1-0. All right, here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that is crushed. Goodbye. Goodbye, ball. Just like that, it is 3-0. Just hung that one right over the middle of the plate, and that clears the bases. And just like that, it's 3-0. Trying to get things set up, and Chan Sung steps in now. Yun Jin punches No Shiwan a few times, and ground ball, shortstop picks it up, scoops it over, throws, and that will be one away. All right, that's going to bring up a Moon Yun Bin. Moon Yun Bin, again, yesterday or Sunday was the only hits. Chae Sung Young on the day, he'll throw about 4 pitches, mainly a fastball. 47% of the time, he'll throw 142 fastball as that one runs up. They check down first. Big giant camera on the top of the umpire's head. So other than that, a slider 23% of the time, and then that's going to be a ground ball right to the first baseman. He'll take it himself and step on the bag, and that's 2 away. Then also a forkball and a curveball. He'll throw about 15% of the time for both of those. So again, Hanwha has yet to beat a starter all season long. They've gone up here 3-0. Yeah, I know. It's stuck. As that is lifted up. And do I have the wrong chats here? And that'll be 3 away. I'm going to change these chats here. Yeah. All right. I'm going to do something real quick. That'll take us was 3 out for. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the a 3-run shot. A 3-run shot. All right, I'm trying to get my chat fixed here. We'll see. There we go. All right, I think I've got the chat fixed instead of doubling up the messages there. No, Kim Tae Yun flew out. I think he flew out to left. Yep, flew out to left. Okay. So Moon Dong-ju out on the mound, 5.14 ERA on the season. 2 games, 1 loss, 7 innings. That's 7 innings in 2 starts, ladies and gentlemen. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, a whip of .86. He just has not pitched well. His first game he pitched amazing, 61 pitches. Was pulled after 5 innings, gave up 1 hit. Second game, against Lotte. Only 42 pitches, but 42 pitches through the second inning. He couldn't get anybody out. Gave up 4 hits, walked 1, gave up 4 runs in that outing. He has pitched well he has pitched well on the road. As Jung Soo-bin steps in and looks at strike one there. So he has pitched well on the road last year. Last year he had a 3.70 ERA on the road and a 5.17 average or ERA total. The only place that he did not pitch well is in Jamshil, which is where he's at today. Had a 12.42 or sorry, a 12.42 ERA against Doosan and an ERA of 13 against as that one is lifted, and that is going to one hop into the wall, and Jung Soo Bin is going to cruise into first with a leadoff double. So as I was saying, uh he has not pitched well against Doosan this year or last year. He did not pitch well against Doosan, a 12.42 ERA against Doosan, and he only started one game in Jamshil, and that was an ERA of over 13. So, what is he going to do? That is a huge, huge question. And he historically has been absolutely awful in the first inning. Last year, opponents hit 400 against him in the first inning. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So they're throwing up a stat against Doosan in his career. They have he has an ERA of 7. Is that misses way outside, and it's 1-0. 5 home runs given up. And a broken bat that's gonna be caught by the catcher in the foul territory, and it's 1 away. Broke his bat, popped him up, and that'll bring up Yang E.G. So Jung Soo Bin with a leadoff double. All right, Yang Yi steps in, does his little tappy tap dance, and then ropes one to left field. And Kim Tae Yeon is going to come home. Jung Soo Bin coming home, and the throw is way wide. And that will be an RBI single. And well, there goes the shutouts. It was fun while it lasted, right? Yeah. Woo. Jung Soo Bin strolls on home, and Yang Yi is going to be on first base. Assume he's going to be on first. Yep, he stayed at first. All right, Yang Sung Wan steps in, 356 on the season, and he steps off the back of the mound and fakes the throw to the catcher who probably hasn't tried to steal a base in a decade. And a swing and a miss as he was way out in front of that one. So Moon Dong-ju features 4 pitches: fastball, slider, forkball, and curveball. The forkball is new. Is something that he worked on, I guess, in the offseason. Is that's going to be a swing and a miss there, and it's quickly 0-2. So something that he worked on earlier in the season is this forkball, or in the off season. He's been throwing it a lot. He was a fastball, slider, changeup, curveball guy, but now he has gone to that forkball instead of the changeup. And here comes the 0-2 pitch way outside, and that's going to be a ball, 1-2. Yang Sung Wan, a huge, huge 2-run homer in Sunday's game. All right, here comes the 1-2 swing and a miss on a pitch way off the zone again, and that will be his first strikeout of the day. And a 2 away. Kang Sung Ho will now step in. Kang Sung Ho again moved over to third base this year to take over for Og Young Min, who went to KT. And the first pitch is low, ball one. Trying to get his curveball working early. 288 on the season for Kong Sung Ho. Does have one home run. And fouls that one into the fence, and it's 1-1. Moon Dong-ju's struggles in the first inning subside for one inning. He usually pitches very well in the second inning, but then the third inning and fourth inning do not get much better. And the 1-1, that's going to be chopped foul again, almost the exact same spot, and it's 1-2. And catches him looking at the top of the zone for strikeouts. Number 2 on the day for Moon Dong-ju, and we'll head to the second inning. It's 3-1 Eagles. Nice catching and looking, and they strand one on the bases. They have 2 hits. There we go. Strand one. Yeah. Moon Dong-ju, how many pitches he throw there? 14? Both pitchers have thrown 14 pitches in the first inning. But Moon Dong-ju is enjoying a 2-run lead for his 14 pitches. Well, coming up will be Ejin Young, the number 7 hitter for Hanwha. How's Mary Kate today? Man, lots of scoring early. 4 in this game in the first. You got 3 so far in the LG QM game. You've got 1 so far with 2 runners on in the NCKT game, and then you've got 2 runs in the bottom of the second with 2 on and 1 out in the SSG Samsung game. It's going to be a busy day for the scorers. And first pitch, Ejin Young is a strike. And second one is also a strike. So Ejin Young, 231 on the season, does have 3 hits. He's been in and out of the starting lineup based on if there's a lefty, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will be 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out. Next batter. Very, very common view right there. All right, Che Jae-hoon steps in. He did not get to play last game. There's a massive camera on the helmet. And fouls the first one off, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch hits him in the back, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. And Hanwha will have another base runner, ladies and gentlemen. That was right in the back. No getting out of that one as he turned and took it in the shoulder blades. And he, for the last, I believe, 5 years, he leads the league in hit by pitches. Hasn't been playing nearly as much, so he might lose that title this year. But the other guy that always gets hit, Che Jung, is not played yet. So, all right, the 3-1 score in Shimu Jun. Evening, Allen. Shimu Jun looks at strike one. Shimu Jun hitting a 179. He does have a 220. 220 on base percentage, though. So there's that. And the 0-1 pops him up. Shortstop behind second base, and that is two away. That'll bring up Wong Young Mook. He led off last inning with a single, came around to score on the 3-run shot. The soup feed or my feed? And that's in there for a strike to Wong Young Mook. Ah, it's like, I hope mine's not bad. I'm already having a bad enough day. Having a bad stream is not going to help me either. The 0-1 is way low, and it's 1-1. Mm. 1-1 pitch. That's going to be a chopper back to the pitcher who underhands it. That will be three away. Hanwha gets a hit by pitch, but nothing after that, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. It's 3-1 Eagles. Bears. Yeah, if it wasn't for the Monday off day, I don't think I would remember what day of the week it is half the time. I can never remember. Like, I only have 2 days that are important. Monday because there's no stream, and Monday because there's no baseball, and then Wednesday because I have to take my recycling and trash out, or I have to take my recycling out, not my trash. But other than that, I don't really have a any reason for a lot of days to be remembered. Yeah, I would love to be able to go outside and fix my damn motorcycle. I don't think I've ever watched a minor league game on TV. I've been to a few. Portland Sea Dogs, some New Hampshire Fisher Cats. And Kim Jae Won will lead things off for the Doosan Bears. All right, Moon Dongju, 14 pitches in that first inning, two strikeouts, but that one is up high, and it's 1-0. Kim Jae Won, 205 on the season. He's finally just 100% DHing. Nope. And that is low, ball two. They're both young. Chasing Young was born in 2001. He's 20, 23. He hasn't had a birthday yet, as that's going to be a chopper. Second baseman grabs it, throws it to Moondong Ju, covering the bag, and just like that, a very standard 4-1 putouts. Oh crap! Wrong button. So Cheon Zung went out to field that ball, but then quickly retreated uh, and kind of lost it in the light as Moondong Ju was luckily covering first base. And that's going to bring up Pak Bom. And way outside, and it's 1-0. Buck K-Bomb, 368 on the season. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Is that's going to be a swing and a miss there, and it's 1-1. Because they have the Adidas now is their sponsor. It used to be Fila. Fila was their sponsor for years, but now Adidas is there. As that's going to be a chopper. Third baseman grabs it, throws across, and that will be 2 away. Looks like Noshiwan almost lost it in the lights. Also, yep, you are the first one to use the word first today. Well done, sir. Well done. Um, the fans in the cheer sections, and that is in there for strike 0-1. Again, Moon Dong-ju pitches well in the second inning. It's the other innings that get him. And here comes the 0-1, runs that one in, and it's 1-1. That is chopped foul. I mean, Doosan technically betrayed all of Daejeon. Because remember, Doosan was the original team in Daejeon. They won the first ever Korean series while being from Daejeon. And the 1-2, and that is a beautiful curveball. Catches him looking. His third strikeout, his second looking, and his second to end an inning. And we'll go to the third. It's 3-1 Eagle. Eagles. 1-2-3 inning there. Interesting. Both both pitchers threw 14 pitches in the first inning, and both pitchers threw 10 pitches in the second inning. Really, again, the only difference is the one big hit that Hanwha had was of the souvenir variety. So Hanwha will lead off with their foreign bats, Florial, who is you could say not having a good year. Anybody know what happened to Cave? He hasn't been on the. Trying to see when he last played. Maybe because he's hitting 214. I guess I don't know. So I was looking for Cave's not on the roster. He hasn't played a game since the bottom or since the 30th. He did play today against Hanwha in the second league and went 2 for 3. So maybe he will be back. And the first pitch to Florial is fouled away. 0-1. Can anybody else see all the bugs flying around in front of the catcher? Can't just be me. And the 0-1 misses outside. 1-1. Mm. And that misses, and that's 2-1. Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't my eyes. Because you can't see them there. You can only see them. They're like right at home plate. And the 2-1, that's going to be a ground ball. Second baseman grabs it, throws, and 1 away. I don't, there, it's something of like, honestly, what I think it is somebody put buried trash at home plate, and that's why they're only at home plate. Like somebody in a big giant box that they buried the base in also was full of trash or something, and so there's always bugs. Reminds me of the Cleveland Indians and New York Yankees game, the Jabba Chamberlain game, as that is way upstairs, 1-0. No Shiwan with a big 3-run shot in the first inning is jumped his average up to 180 now. And the 1-0, and that's swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. A replay of the first inning. Just put it right down middle. Belt high, middle. Yeah, give me a piece. Is that is going to be lifted into right field, and that is going to be trouble. Is it's going to one hop into the wall. Noshiwan is going to cruise into second base with a 1-out double. Maybe Noshiwan just wants to bat in the third spot instead of the fourth spot. I don't know what it is. The only thing I can think of is that that's going to bring up a Cheyenne Sung. How did he hit last year in Yamashili? Last year against Doosan, he had 281. Last year in Jamshil, as that one is lifted into right field, and that is going to be slicing foul. I don't know if he got. I think he caught it. I don't know if he caught it because the camera angle sucks. I'm going to guess that he caught that. And Noshiwan either wasn't paying attention. Noshiwan wasn't paying attention. And he makes a sliding catch and throws it from his butt. What is he doing? Oh my lord. It was in foul territory. Why aren't you automatically going back? An amazing catch by Josu Hang in right at the wall, sliding into the wall, making a basket catch. But Noshiwan is, I don't know where his head is because it should have been on third base, but it's not, and it's 2 away. Moonhyun Bin now steps in 1-0, and that runs upstairs, and that's 2-0 now. So Josu Hang, a long run, and he makes the catch, sliding into the wall and throws it sitting down, just kind of lobs it into the base, into the infield. He easily should have been on third. Yeah. Well, they should have a runner on third with 2 outs, but instead they have a runner on second with 2 outs, and that's going to be chopped foul, and it's 2-2. I guess that's what happens when you hang a middle against the number 3 hitter, and who knows, Kenny? I think 3 is the most they've scored against a starter, too. And the 2-2 misses inside. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first full count of the day. We had to wait till the 3rd inning for it. All right, Moonhyun Bin. And he slaps that one. Super defensive swing as he was waiting on it. It was just such a slow curveball that he slaps it away, and we'll have another 3-2 count. I mean, that thing was ridiculously slow. He averages 114 with his curveball. Moonhyun Ben was just waiting on it, and then at the last second slapped at it and was able to foul it away. And that is going to be chopped foul the other way, and we'll have another 3-2 pitch. Yeah, but remember, Kia doesn't have their whole left side of their their offense and defense. Hachan Ho may be back now. Yeah, he's back now. All right, the 3-2 pitch once again. And did he go? He went. And the home plate umpire said he went, and that will end Hanwha's third inning, but they've still got the lead 3-1. Uh, Hanwha has had base runners every inning so far, so that's always good for Hanwha. 40 pitches there, so only 16 pitches, even though he gave up the big double. Hanging out in San Diego, isn't he? I thought he signed a minor league contract with San Diego. Twins already up 5-0 on Kiyomi, threatening with more. Kenny, this is your big series, right? Yeah, I mean, despite the fact that he couldn't play very well after his injury, and once teams figured out that he couldn't hit breaking balls down in the zone, I mean, he was fun to watch. There's no question about that. Again, it's something that this team really, really, really needs. Is they have no energy. All right, the Josu Hang, who just made that catch in foul territory, steps in. He's hitting zeros on the season. And first pitch is outside, ball one. 1-0. So only 5 at bats, kind of expected. Does have a walk. And misses low. 153 on the gun there, and it's 2-0. And that one, it does catch the inside corner, and it's 2-1. Throwing his fastball here in the third inning. Josu Hang spins out of the way, but it's easily in there, and he almost got hit in the foot as he had to do a little pirouette dance to avoid that. And 3-1 now. He is not a guy you want on base. He will steal bases. I believe he had the highest winning or highest stolen base percentage last year, and that is in there for a strike. And we've got ourselves a beautiful, beautiful full count. Both teams now with one full count on the day. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. Slapped out of the way, and Noshiwan grabs it, throws across the diamond, and a 5-3 putouts will take it one away. That flips the lineup back over to the top as Jung Soo Bin will step in. He doubled in his first at bats. Came around to score on the Yang Ji single. And that one's in there for a strike at the top of the zone. Way outside and 1-1. And the 1-1 swing and a miss, 155 on the gun as he was under that and a little behind. The very, very lovely batting stance from Jung Soo Bin points the bat at the pitcher and looks at ball two outside at 2-2. Does see a lot of pitches. Again, he was a guy that was rumored to sign with Hanwha, but Doosan gave him an extra year that Hanwha wasn't willing to do. And that's going to be a chopper right back to the pitcher who runs over almost all the way and then finally tosses it underhand. And that's two away. That'll bring up Chu Jae Hyun to Chu Jae Hyun, left fielder. I do not know this guy. He's got to be young. He is not young. He did play for the Heroes and Kium and Lotte and the military team and Lotte again, and now he's here with Hana or Doosan. Looks at ball one there, and it's 1-0. And that's going to be a ground ball. Wang Young Mook over to his left, picks it up, throws over, and that is two straight to 1, 2, 3 innings for Hana. And they'll take the lead into the fourth inning, 3-1. We are moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. Moving right along. Yeah. 13 pitches there for Moon Dong-ju, sitting at 37 now on the day, 40 for Chae Sung-yong. Hanwha's bullpen should be fairly rested. Kim Tae-yeon will lead things off, the number 6 batter for Hanwha. LG's up 8-0 in the second inning, top of the second, with still 2 runners on base. Everybody has a hit except for Park Hae-min at the number 9 spots, but he's been on base with a walk and scored a run. Absolutely destroying Hume. Their starting pitcher finally is maybe out of the inning. Yeah, out of the inning. 69 pitches through 2 innings for Hume's starter. All right, we've got the top of the fourth there. Kim Tae-yeon will lead things off. He flew out to end the first inning of F7 if you're keeping score at home. And the first pitch is lifted into center field. Jung Soo Bin back and one away. No idea, man. Well, part of it is because they don't have any other pitchers. Very possible, Chills, as that is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Lee Jin Young 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. He struck out in his first at bat back in the second inning. And he lifts that one to right. Josu Hang under it, and that is 2 away. I love everybody has a 100% different opinion. This is the final score. Doosan's going to come back. Doosan's not going to come back. Hanwha's going to win. Yeah, but as the Che Jae-hoon looks at a beautiful pitch right on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Hit by a pitch in his first at bats and pops up, but gets out of play, and it's 0-2. That's a lot of runs, Nick. Yeah, and the 0-2 in the dirts, and it's 1-2. They're going to use all their runs in one game? That's like their weekly allotment, isn't it? And now pops it up, but once again, foul, and we'll have another pitch. All right, the 1-2 pitch just misses outside, and it's 2-2. I like it. I like it. Way outside, and he goes from 0-2 to 3-2. And we've got another full count here, ladies and gentlemen. Second one of the day for your Eagles. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. Up high, ball four, and he'll be on base for this second time today. Yet to get a hit, but he'll take it every day. Hit by a pitch in his first at bat, and a walk here in his seconds. And that'll bring up the ever dangerous Shimu Jun. Yep, 9-0. All right, here comes a check swing foul on a ball one, and it's 0-1. I didn't see him. I was looking at the LG score. 9-0. And 0-1 is outside, 1-1. Well, your Twins one seems pretty much a lock at this point. Lions up 2-0. Doosan is not doing well, and Kia is also losing. So. And the 1-1 pitch, that's going to be lined right at his counterparts, and that will be 3 away on the line out to the shortstop, and we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Hanwha leaves another one on, but they got a 3-1 lead. They've left 3 on already. Doosan will have Yang E.G. leading things off. Welcome those of you that were watching the already over LG and Hume game. Good Lord. Everybody? Yeah. Oh, no. Hong Chung Gun doesn't have a hit either. Oh, they must have taken away some hits then, because Kim Hyun Soo also doesn't have it. Hume already with 2 errors. Now they've got a leadoff double. Park Min now has his hit of the day, and LG is threatening to put up double digits before Kium has a hit. Can't wait for that weekend series. Kium versus Hanwha, ladies and gentlemen. It is gonna be a blasty blast. All right, Moon Dongju, 37 pitches through 3 innings. He'll face Yang Yi, who's 1 for 1 on the day. Singled in an RBI in his first at bat. Steps in. And that's a strike on the outside, and it's 0-1. You're going to get to see the matchup I've been waiting for. And the 0-1 in the dirt, and it's 1-1. We'll look for you on the broadcast. And the 1-1 pitch that is lifted into left field, and that might be trouble. That is trouble unless you are in the outfield. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will make it 3-2. Hit the wrong button. People are saying that's a home run. It's one of the best home runs that I've ever seen. It was like really a beautiful, beautiful home run. Well, and just like that, it's a one-run game, ladies and gentlemen, and Yang Sung-wan will step on. Went too far. Too far. That is nowhere near a strike zone, and it's 1-0. Like I said, he has not pitched well against Doosan. That is chopped foul, and he's got a 1-1 count as Hanwha already has the bullpen up and moving. Yeah. Oh. I don't have anybody around me, though, as that is low. 2-1. Interesting that the Hanwha bullpen is already active. As that catches the bottom of the zone. That was not a strike anywhere except the KBO. He missed his spot badly, but the lovely, lovely ABS system caught it. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that's in the dirt. And we've got ourselves a 3-2 pitch. Lovely, lovely full counts. Once again, ladies and gentlemen. Yang Yi puts the catcher's gear back on and wants to go watch a replay of that shot. And the 3-2 swing and a miss, and another strikeout to make it one away. There we go. Second strikeout of the day for Yang Sung Wan. And a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-1. Wonder how many pitches he is going to throw. Again, he only threw 61 pitches in his first at bat and only threw 42 in his last one, and he went around on that, and that's 0-2. So Kong Sung Ho also struck out in his first at bat, struck out looking. They've all got picking people for overs, and that is way, way outside because, you know, you got an 0-2 count and a right-hander up and a right-handed batter and a right-handed pitcher and right in the other batter's box. And another one in the other batter's box, and it's 2-2 now. Pitch number 51 of the game coming up for Moon Dong-ju. 50, I think actually 54 pitches for Chae Sung-young. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And it just gets a piece of it, and it'll stay 2-2. Need another Doosan Lotte. Just LG scores some more runs. And that'll be a little off the handle bloop into center field. And a 2-out single for Kong Sung Ho. Keeps this inning alive. Oop, wrong one. That brings up the number 6 hitter, Kim Jae-won. Kim Jae-won can easily make it a 4-3 game. That's out of the stadium. All right, Kim Jae-won looks, it's strike one on the inside, and it's 0-1. Sets up on the outside, misses in the dirt, and it's 1-1. 17 pitches so far in this inning. All right, here comes the 1-1 pitch and checks over on the runner, and he's easily back in there. Why are you checking on him? He doesn't even have oven mitts on. And off the end of the bats, Noshiwan in foul territory and under it, and two away. Those are the voices in your belly, man, not your head. You should order some food. Chicken. Chicken. Ju on the mound. Pakke Bomb 0 for 1 on the day. And swing and a miss there on a beauty. And 0-1. Pakke Bomb, 5-3 ground out in his first at bat, down to 350 on the season. Yeah. Okay, as that is ripped into foul territory, and it's 0-2. Thank you for the time zone check in Tijuana. All right, the 0-2 pitch. Way upstairs, the goes, but the throw is nowhere near, and he's going to be on second base with a stolen base. Right, a runner in scoring position now is, and that was nowhere near. Yeah, I mean, don't they got DoorDash or something? I don't know where you're at. The 1-2 pitch, and that's going to be right back up the middle, and that's probably going to tie it as Florio misses it, and that is going to be at least one base as Pakke Bomb is going to come home and is safe on an inside the park Little League homer is Florio with a 3-base error, and Doosan takes the lead 4-3. Misses the air, then a bad throw, and oh my lord, is Hanwha doing the Hanwha, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, just a single up the middle. Florio goes to scoop it, but it goes off the heel of his glove. Pakke Bomb moving, running hard the whole time. Third base coach waving him in. Wang Young Mook gets it and throws, but Che Jae Hoon can't catch it. And just like that, it is a 4-3 Doosan, and the 3-0 lead is gone. Nope, there's nothing on the card in your pocket for that, buddy. As that is going to be a ball one. So it'll be at least the hits, 2 errors, and the 1-0 is fouled away, and it's 1-1. It hit a big it took a pretty big bump there and bounced up, hit the heel of his glove, but the 1-1 is low, and it's 2-1. And here comes the 2-1. A beautiful curveball drops right in there, and it's 2-2. JJ Hoon should have been able to catch that, and throw should have been a little bit better, but still going to be an error on that. In the 2-2 pitch in the dirts. Did he go around? He did, and that will be strikeouts number 5, but not before they take the lead on a double air. I'm trying to like write this down. Trying to figure out how to write it down actually. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will go to the 5th inning. Doosan takes the lead. Wow, Hanwha. Good job, Hanwha. Well done. Oh, they only gave him 1 air? They didn't give JJ Hoon an air. He might not have been able to tag him out anyway. So we'll get rid of one of those errors just to be wow. That is awful. Awful defense. Wow. All right, so we're back. Top of the 5th here. We'll have Wong Young Mook will lead things off at the top of the order and looks at ball 1. And lifts that one, but right to the left fielder, and that'll be 1 away. Like, yeah, I mean, it's just bad. Nice little league inside the Parker. And here comes the 1-0. Florial steps in now. Scored a run in his first at bat, but the big, huge air there, and that runs inside, and it's 2-0. He would love to get his first home run of his KBO career to take people's mind off of that air in center field. But that's just going to be a 4-3 ground out. Once again, his specialty is the 4-3. Ah, that sounded good. I'm going to put that on a shirt. Specialty is the 4-3. Man, sometimes I amaze myself. I'm going to get me a contract. So freestyling. All right, Noshiwan steps in now. He is is 2 for 2 on the day. A 2-run or 3-run shot in the first inning and a double in his last inning or his last at bat. And that is in the dirts, and it's 1-0. And that is up high. It's 3-0. Might be trying to avoid him a little bit. And the 3-0, and that is ball four. He'll walk some on four straight pitches. And Hanwha now has the go ahead run on base for Cheyenne Sung, the Capitan. How do I. What? All right. Anyway, Cheyenne Sung now steps in, and the first pitch is also a ball, and it's 1-0. Chan Sung 159 on the season. He 6-3 ground out in his first at bat, and then a pop fly in foul territory by the sliding Josu Hang. And that one is not going to be a foul. That's going to drop down in front, and No Shiwan is going to go first to third. And Hanwha's got the tying run 90 feet away as they have runners on the corner. No. And that'll be strike one to Moon Hyun Bin. Trying to get this all refixed and situated. All right, Moon Hyun Bin 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out to the first baseman in his first at bat, and then a strikeout to end the third. That's going to be trouble as the third left fielder comes running in, and that will be three away. Hanwha strands two more. They've left five on the bases, and they're down 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the fifth. And Doosan will look to get a little bit more. Both teams now with 5 runs. Second row and third. Everywhere you go. Super breathtaking. Mm, 66 pitches now. Big time again. Once again, Hanwha left. Not only do they have to face a lefty, they also have to face a starter, unfortunately. As that'll be it for Moondong Ju, as he will be out of the game, and Jodon Ook will make his way onto the mound, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have our first pitching change of the day. They are not letting him throw more than 60 something pitches. Why is this not working? Jodon Ook, 365, 368 ERA on the year. Get that changed for you. And first pitch is in there for a strike as he fakes the bunts and oh, Joe Donuk is basically follows Moon Dong Ju every single game. Uh, he is the long reliever, as that's going to be a chopper. First baseman grabs it, sides, throws it behind him, and that is going to be in as Josu Hang beats it with a sliding head first into first. As that was a awful, awful play by Cheon Song, who tossed, grabs it, and then tosses it back behind him like this, trying to do his best Bartolo Colon, but he Josu Hang is just way, way too fast for that, and that should go down as an infield hits. They're gonna replay it though. They're gonna do a video replay, so I'll hold off on the official hits. Looks safe to me. Is Cheon Song was just way off the mound or way off the spot, easily in there safe. I don't know. Cheon Song's the one that called for it. That's what speed does. All right, now they've got a runner on first base who has a ton of speed. He will be off to second base at some time, at some point, as Jung Soo Bin steps in. Jung Soo Bin 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI with a run scored on a double. And that's going to be a chopper, but it's foul, and it's 0-1. Not going to double up these guys. You're just hoping that you don't end up getting hope that he doesn't steal a base before he drives him over on a ground out. All right, here comes the 0-1 pitch, and they check over on him, and he's easily back in safe. Josu Hang again, one of the best guys in the league in terms of stolen bases. This year he's 2 for 2. Last year, real quick, as that's going to be drops it down, and that's going to be trouble. As that is might be safe. Last year, 64 stolen bases and 72 attempts. They are not going to challenge it there. I thought might have been able to beat that out. As he drops the bunt down, Joe Donuk was able to get it out, and that quick toss just beats him out over at first base, and they'll have runners on a runner on second now. And Chu Jae Hyun steps in. Very lovely runner on first, nobody out, so you bunt him to seconds, as that's misses ball one. All right, he's 0 for 2 on the day, and that's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. A pop up to the catcher in foul territory, and then a 4-3 ground out in his last at bat. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. That's chopped foul, and it's 1-2. If that goes down as a sacrifice bunt. Yeah, it does go down as a sac. Oh, again, Doosan took the lead last inning on a awful, awful error in center field. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And he sticks the bat down, but fouls it into the Hanwha dugouts, and we'll stay at 1-2. Last two outings, Hanwha's starter has not even made it through 5 innings. Today, Moon Dong-ju makes it through 4. Yesterday or Sunday, Hom Song-baek made it through 3, as that's gonna be a hit by pitch. And just like that, they've got another runner on base because why not have more? Everybody join the party, party, party. Everybody join the party. Right in the old tricep. He's all geared up, though. No big deal. And we'll have a mound visit and probably a pitching change. Yep, we're going to have a pitching change because one this inning's never enough. Let's have more, more, more. So Jodo Nuke got an out. He did get somebody out. Yep. Uh, so who will be coming in for Hanwha? Kim Jong-soo will be coming in. Again, this is the same issue that Hanwha had last year. They keep going to the same guys every game. So Kim Jong-soo is coming in. I don't know how many games he's been in. So Kim Jong-soo. So Joe Donuk is this is 6th game he's played in. So this is the Hanwha's 14th game. He's pitched in half of them, and the thing is he didn't. I don't think he started on the major on the first team roster at the beginning either. And now you have Kim Jong Soo. Kim Jong Soo's coming in. This is going to be his 7th game, and again, he didn't start and on the first team roster either. So you've got 2 guys that are pitching 3 to 4 times a week already, and they're not used to it. Like Kim Jong Soo, the most he pitched in 52 games last year, 45 innings. He's already pitched about 20% of his innings last year. As Yang Eg steps in, he solo shot in his last at bat, a strike 1 looking in his first here. All right, the 0-1 pitch. Yang Eg already 2 RBIs today, and he lifts that one foul and out of play, and it's 0-2. Single and an RBI in his first at bat, a solo shot in his second at bats. Just last inning, he led off last inning with a solo shot to make it 3-2 before Doosan added 2 more a little bit later. Hanwha fan looking on, wondering why he spent money on a uniform. And the 0-2 misses upstairs, and it's 1-2. Plenty of speed on the bases, and that is fouled away, and it stays 1-2. And once again, the 1-2 pitch outside 2-2. 146 on the gun. Doosan looking to add to their lead here before the break. And here comes the 2-2 pitch with 2 on. And he swings as he goes around on a pitch he did not want to swing at, but that will be 2 away as Yang G gets himself up off the ground. He tried to check his swing because it was up by his eyes. but he could not, and he ended up spinning around, falling down, and that will be two away. Love that high fastball to the righties. I wish teams would throw it more. All right, Yang Sung Wan steps in. He's 0 for 2 on the day with two Ks and looks at ball one, and it's a 1 and 0. Struck out swinging in his first at bat, struck out swinging in his second at bat. But again, that was two pitchers ago, and that one is going to be popped up. The right fielder and the second baseman having problems, but Eugene Young will make the catch, and that'll be three away. We'll go to the break. It's 4-3 Doosan. I'll see you in about 3 minutes. All right, first pitch is into the dirt, and so 1-0. Kim Tae Yeon leading off the Sixth inning here for Hanwha. The 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to left in his first at bat. Flew out to center in his second at bat. That's the third pitch he's now seen. And the fourth is also a ball up high, and it's 2-0. uh, that one is popped up. Yang Ji flips off the mask, kicks his mask again, and that will be one away. Oh, it was pure Hanwha KBO. I gotta tell him. So Hanwha had Yang Yi hit a solo shot to lead off the inning as Ejin Young now steps in, and first pitch is chopped foul, and it's 0-1. So then they struck out. Then they had a single, and then a stolen base, and then it was a single up the middle. But Florial tried running in, grabbing it. It bounced off the heel of his glove, went rolling past him into the outfield. And the guy that hit the RBI single ended up having an inside the park home run. That's what happened. And the 1-1 is fouled off, and 1-2. Little League inside the park home run on a 3-base error by the center fielder. And the 1-2 pitch way low, and it's 2-2. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be a ball back up the middle, and he'll have himself a 1-out single, and he's on base for the first time today, ladies and gentlemen, as Hanwha is right where they want them. That's going to bring up a Che Jae-hoon, who hasn't had a hit today, but he's been on base twice. He hit by a pitch in his first at-bat and then walked on a full count in his last at-bat. Yeah. Unfortunately, they don't take pointers from good teams. And here comes the first pitch in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. So 250 on the season for Hanwha's backstop. Here comes the 0-1, and that's going to be a ground ball. That's going to be a 6-3 inning double play. And just like that, we'll go to the bottom of the sixth as Hanwha gets a hit, but immediately hits into a double play a la Sunday's game. Who the heck? Oh, Hanwha. You so silly, Hanwha. Hanwha so silly. Now the starter has only thrown 76 pitches through 6 innings too. That's another thing. 14 pitches, 10 pitches, 16, 14, 12, and 10, and he's sitting at 76 pitches through 6 innings on a Tuesday, which if you can get a 7 or 8 innings from your starter on a Tuesday, that is a huge thing to start your week. All right, we'll see if Kim Jong-soo stays out there to pitch or not. All right, yeah, everything's right. Yep, he'll stay out there. Kim Jong Soo was still out there. 8 pitches and coming in relief there. Kang Sung Ho will lead things off. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He singled in his last at bat, stole a base, came around to score the tying run on that play. All right, here comes the first pitch, and that's low, 1-0. 296 now on the season for the third baseman for Doosan. And that's going to be a single over the jumping Wong Young Mook. Willie Round, he will round first, but head back as he's thought about it better. And a leadoff single in the second time he's been on base. As Doosan looks to put some space between Hanwha and themselves. Getting into this Hanwha bullpen that has been overworked, and also overworked. That's going to bring up Kim Jae-won. Kim Jae-won, first pitch, fouls that one away, and it's 0-1. Your standard 4-1 put out in his first at bat, and then a foul pop up to the third baseman as it looks like he's dyed his hair the Korean blonde, not real blonde. 196 now for the DH, way down in the sixth spot of the lineup, and as he lifts that one, and that's going to be foul, but get out of play, and it's 0-2. Kim Jae-won at one point had aspirations to head to the MLB. He at one point attempted to go to the MLB, but didn't have any suitors and came back to Doosan. All right, here comes the 0-2 pitch and a check over at first on Kang Sung Ho. And Kang Sung Ho does have a stolen base already today. That stolen base really is what put the wheels in motion for Doosan to be able to take that lead. And they check over on him again, and he is easily in there, and it's still an 0-2 pitch coming up. All right, the 0-2 pitch, and that's going to be chopped. Second baseman's going to grab it and toss it to first. That'll be a 4-3 put out, but Kang Sung Ho will make his way over to second base and one away. Productive outs without a bunt, ladies and gentlemen. Productive outs without a bunt. Similar situation that we've got here now. Pak Gae-bom again singled up the middle to score a run and then came around to score on the defensive specialty of Hanwha. And it's outside. Want to know. Look at Florial as he's looking on. All right, the 1-0 pitch takes the bunt, but just catches the stitch on the zone, and it's 1-1 now. 381 on the season for the second baseman. And the 1-1 pitch sets up right at the waist, spins around and fakes the throw to second base. Looking on at the, I believe, the oldest manager in the league and one of the highest paid managers in the league, yet he's never won anything. All right, so the 1-1 pitch, way outside, he goes around, and it's 1-2 now. That pitch was in the other batter's box, but he tried to check his swing, but even the home plate umpire is like, "No, you went, buddy. You went." All right, 1-2 pitch now. Puck gave bomb again, 1 for 2 on the day, a 5-3 ground out, an RBI single in his last at bats. In this exact same situation. And he checks over at second base once again as Kang Sung Ho goes back, makes a little step onto the bag, and here we go. We'll do it to one more. Yeah, Webster, you missed some amazing defense from Hanwha. And the 1-2 fouled away, and it'll stay 1-2. Hanwha had a 3-0 lead in the first inning, Webster. All the first three batters for Hanwha all scored. And since then, Doosan has scored 4. All right, it's Pak Bomb. 1-2 pitch in the other batter's box. A swing and a miss there. And that'll be his second strikeout of the day. And 2 away. As we'll go to the number 8 hitter, Pak Jun Young. Oh, yeah. All right. And Che Jae-hoon calls time. And ripped but foul, and it's 0-1. Adjusting the defense for Park Jun Young. 206 on the season, 0 for 2 today with a strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking. Wonder if he can get a strikeout in the dirts or maybe a foul tip strikeouts. That'll be awesome. And the 0-1 right down the middle, and it's 0-2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a right-handed batter. We've got a right-handed pitcher. We've got an 0-2 count. What is coming up? Maybe a slider in the other batter's box? Let's check. And he sets up where the other batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Misses it badly, but across the plate and swing and a miss. And that'll be out. Number 3 on the strikeouts. We'll go to the bottom. Sorry, that was the bottom. We'll go to the again, that was the bottom. My button didn't work there. We'll go to the 7th inning. It's Hanwha 3. Doosan 4. I think Doosan actually has 7 hits. And leave another one on base. That's 4 now that they've left on base. We'll see. And that'll be it for the starter. Chae Sung Young will be done for the day. And outside of that first inning, I mean, really can't ask for much more from the young guy. Again, he's 23 years old. He'll turn 24 in the next month. As Pak Chi will step in. I'll get you the final line on him as soon as I get this changed. So Pak Chi-guk, 4.26 ERA, 7 games, a 1 hold, 6.1 innings, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 1.26 whip. So once again, Hanwha does not beat a starter. They are now 0 for 14 in games against against starters. They have yet to beat a starter, as that is low ball 1. And that one's in there for a strike on the outside. What's up? How's life, Furi? And the 171 hitting Shimu Jun is 0 for 2 on the day, and that is outside 2 and 1. Popped up to the shortstop in his first at bat with a runner on base, and in his second at bat with a runner on base, he lined out to the shortstop. And the 2-1 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 2 and 2. Side armor Pak Chi runs it back in. All right, to the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. One batter, one strikeouts. And Hanwha will flip the lineup back over. Hanwha is yet to they have yet to go 1-2-3. They've had a base runner in every inning. Last inning, they had a single who was erased on a double play. That's going to be a trouble as Wang Young Mook is going to go. The shortstop tries to barehand it, but not in time, and that should go down as an infield single. As Wang Young Mook says, "Hey guys, don't worry, guys. I'll get on base, and then you can knock me in." Oh, right off the plates, bounced over the pitcher. The shortstop came running in, trying to make a bare hand catch. It was the only way he was going to throw Wang Young Mook out, but wasn't able to make the catch, and therefore no throw. But Hanwha has a 1-out single here in the 7th inning, and Florial will step in. Florial not having a good day, ladies and gentlemen. He did single. He did single and score a run in his first inning. But since then, 2-4-3 groundouts and a huge 3-base error that led to Doosan taking the lead. Another 4-3 groundout here would end up being a double play. Yeah, first pitch is in there for a strike on the outside, and it's 0-1. Right, here comes the 0-1 pitch. Way outside, 1-1. Still do. I'm going to check something. Because I don't have it set up. And here comes the 2-1 pitch now. Again, trying to see if I can adjust something here on the fly on this broadcast. I can't because I'm not good enough. And that's okay. I can't be great at everything. And that low 3-1, one pitch away from putting the go ahead run on base and the tying run 60, 90 feet away. This isn't softball or little league. All right, here comes the 3-1 pitch. 140 hitting Florio, 1 for 3 on the day. Sets up on the outside, and he lifts that to center field. That's going to drop down in front of Jung Soo Bin, who quickly gets it in, and that is going to be runners on first and second. Florio with a second hit of the day, his second multi-hit game this year, ladies and gentlemen. Hanwha really, really, really needs him to start doing something if they have a chance at all to get out of the cellar this year. And that will be it for him. We'll get another pitcher coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Pak Chi Guk throws 11 pitches but gives up 2 hits as Hanwha chases the first reliever. We'll have another one. Hanwha takes the hit lead too, ladies. If only hits were runs. So, we'll see who they bring in. They're going to bring up in Young Ha. Take over on the mound. Young Ha comes in to take over on the mound and try to keep this Doosan game. My life. I still think Korea has like the cheesiest commercials ever. Like straight up something you would see in the 80s. It's like 4K 80s. Uh-oh. Kia. Kia threatening with bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the sixth. Down one. They've already added one. No, Young Ha out on the mound. The big right-hander. Former closer for them, actually. As Noshiwan steps in. He's been on base all 3 times today, and that one is way up high. 1-0. Young Ha, the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. 1-1. 196 now for Noshiwan. He's slowly bringing that average up to the Mendoza line. And 2 for 2 on the day. A 3-run shot back in the first, a double in the third, a walk in the fifth, and here in the seventh, he's looking for to be on base once again. And here comes the 1-1 pitch way outside, and he swings and misses at it, and it's 1-2. That pitch was in the other batter's box. In his career against Young Ha, he's hitting 188, slightly worse than he is on the season, as that pitch looked way too good, and I don't know what he was swinging. All right, here we go. The 1-2 pitch. He says, yes, give me that pitch. I'll throw that. And sets up on the outside once again, but fakes it and throws back to nobody at second base. And Wong Young Mook at second should score on a single. Florial, good speed at first base, so he should be able to score on a double. And that is going to be lined into left field, and Wong Young Mook is going to come on home, and Florio will slide into third. Noshiwan goes to second, is safe as he moves ahead on the throw, and just like that, Hanwha has tied it up on a RBI single from Noshiwan, and they've got runners on second and third, threatening to do a little bit more damage. He got it in quickly, but yeah, he went to third. He should have hit his, if he hits his cutoff man, Noshiwan is dead there at second. Noshiwan heads up base running there. Saw that the ball was thrown over the cutoff's throw, or over the cutoff's head, as Chan Sung now looks at ball one in the dirt. So Chan Sung 178 on this season. He's 1 for 3 today with a single in his last at bats. This is the KBO doing the KBO thing. So all he's got to do is get one to the outfield, and Florial should be able to score. And the 1-0, and he pops him up, and that's going to be coming in as Josu Hang. That is short. The second, the right fielder catches it almost on the infield dirt. He was hauling in, and that was something. I don't even know what to say. That was just something. Like, the right fielder made that catch running in from way out in right field. The second baseman peeled off. The right fielder caught it and made 3 steps, and he was on the infield grass trying to keep Florial over at third base. All right, Moon Hyun Bin, Mr. Clutch, steps in and looks at ball one on the outside. Mr. Clutch needs to do his clutch thing. 233 on the season, but a couple huge hits. Nothing today. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out to left. And the 1-0 is swing and a miss on ball two, and it's 1-1. Hanwha Moon Hyun. All right, the 1-1 pitch says, yes, give me that pitch. I'll throw that one. Yang EG sets up late so he doesn't give away the pitch. And he'll set up on the outside, just a little too far outside, and it's 2-1. 149 on the radar. Right, the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at ball four, and it's 2-2. He hasn't thrown him a strike yet. Got to go right back at that slider. No choice. Right back at it. Any other pitch is going to be an RBI. Sets up on the outside and catches him staring at it right on the outside corner. And Hanwha leaves the tying run or the go ahead run 90 feet away with only 1 out. So we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It's tied up 4-4. 4-4. 4-4. 4-4. 4-4. 4-4. 4-4. 4-4. 4-4. KBO always doing the KBO. All right. Doosan will have their 9-1-2 hitters coming up. Let's see. Hanwha now 2 for 6 on the day with runners in scoring position. That's why they're doing what they're doing, honestly. Doosan 1 for 5 with runners on scoring position. All right, Josung will Kim Jong-soo. There's no way he's out there again. No, Kim Bum-soo will step in. Every Hanwha's fan's favorite person to yell at. All right, Kim Bum-soo steps in on the mound. It'll have bringing him in to face the lefties, as they will have Josu Hang, Jung Soo Bin, and Chu Jae Hyun lefties coming up. So Kim Bum Soo will be in charge of the lefties until they get to Yang E.G. the righty. As so he's hoping that he only faces 3 guys, but first pitch is the ball outside, and it's 1-0. Josu Hang got his first hit of the season in his last at bat, a single, who beat it out with a head first slide, and then was stranded on base. And the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-1 now. 130 on the gun from the lefty. And the 1-1 pitch drops down the bunt. It's a beauty. Noshiwan grabs it, throws across, and he easily gets him up. As Kim Bum-soo took a seat to let Noshiwan throw it right over his head and one away. Josu Hang a little hard on that bunt, hit it right to Noshiwan, who was charging hard. Despite the speed, it was an easy out. All right, that's going to bring up Jung Soo Bin. Jung Soo Bin, 347 on the season, and ropes that first one into, we'll call it the exciting zone over there. I don't know what it's called in Jamshil for this particular team. Again, each team, LG and Doosan share the same stadium, so it's called different things for different teams. It used to be like the Fila zone or something like that. And the 0-1 pitch is another fouled away. And nope, given chase and just gets out of play and then bounces back in as Kim Tae-yeon looks at it and it's 0-2. Jung Soo-bin double in his first at bat and scored a run, and then a sacrifice bunt in his last at bat. Also a ground out to Chan Sung over at first base. I don't think we've had any other. Yeah, and that's a lefty too. His super wide stance, he super choked up bats, points it towards the pitcher, or actually points it kind of at the third baseman, as that is outside, and it's ball one. 1-2. Left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Got to throw that 0-2 pitch in the other batter's box. Look at his elbow guard. It's got his stance on there. And the pitch, and that's going to be lifted into center field, but Florial under it, and that's 2 away. 2 quick outs for Kim Bum-soo and the Eagles, and we'll head to the next batter, Chu Jae-hyun. That's a very, I want to say, unique name. Yeah. All right, 316 on the season for the left fielder. And that's outside, ball one. He 0 for 2 on the day, fouled out to the catcher in his first at bat, then a 4-3 ground out in his second, but was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. And the 1-0 pitch that is lifted, Florial giving chase and under it, and 1-2-3. Go the Bears, and we'll go to the top of the eighth. It's tied up at 4 runs apiece. Hanwha will have Kim Tae-yeon. They'll have the 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up. It's the third 1-2-3 inning that Hanwha has had with Doosan. Again, Hanwha has yet to go 1-2-3. They've had a base runner in every inning so far. They couldn't get it done against the starter once again. They'll hopefully they'll try to get it done with the bullpen. It is fitting. I believe the thumbnail for this game are the closers for the two teams. Maybe that was a premonition. We'll call it that. I'm all getting their cheers going here. Top of the eighth. Kim Tae-yeon steps in. Kim Myung Shin on the mound now for Doosan. Let me get that changed for you. Kim Myung Shin. Brings in the righty, 6.75 ERA, 3 games, 2.2 innings, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and a 1.88 WHIP for the right-hander. He'll come in to face some of the Hanwha right-handers. Kim Tae-yeon, Lee Jin-young, Choi Jae-hoon, Shimu Jun, 4 right-handed batters up for Hanwha. So bringing in a righty here. As you can hear the Hanwha cheer going in the background. And here comes the first pitch in there for a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Kim Tae-yeon, 0 for 3 on the day. Flew out to left field in his first at-bat, flew out to center in his second at-bat, and pop up to the catcher in foul territory in his third at-bat, and looks at ball 1 there, 1-1. 184 on the season for the left-hander, who's been up and down left field, right field, first base, and that is a swing and a miss. He tried to check his swing, but easily tell he went around. And the 1-2 in the other batter's box, and it's 2-2 now. This is where Hanwha, at least their starters, I feel are at a disadvantage. The 2-2 here is going to be fouled away. Their coach is so uptight, which just puts so much pressure on these guys, especially guys that aren't like established guys. And the 2-2, that's going to be a ground ball up the middle, and that will put the go-ahead run on base with a leadoff single from Kim Tae-yeon, and they'll bring up Lee Jin-young to try and do something. Two very, very young closers in this game. Hanwha Kim So-hyun and Doosan. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Kim Tae-yeon. So Lee Jin-young steps in. We'll see what he does here. And Iwan Suk will take over on the base pass, try to get some speed. Are they going to bunt, though? Because it doesn't matter if they're just going to bunt. All right, Lee Jin-young steps in. And they check over on Iwan Suk. So I don't mind the Iwan Suk pinch running here. My issue is they pinch run and then they end up bunting. All right. And that is ball 1. Again, Kim Tae-yeon is not fast, but he's fast enough to get to second base when you get the bunt down. Like, this is just a wasted player. Like, obviously, he's going to stay in and play defense because he's a better defender than Kim Tae-yeon. But, like, having him go into and not giving him a chance to steal is just a waste. All right, here comes the 1-0 pitch. And checks over on the runner once again, and it's 1-0 once again. Yeah, I mean, they got Iwan Suk again over at first base. He has plenty of speed. Yang E.G. can throw some guys out. Lee Jin-young is a strikeout hitter, though. He has one strikeout today. He's 1 for 3 today with a single, a strikeout, and a flyout to left. He can hit. He can hit plenty of home runs. In that case, you don't need a pinch runner at all. Anyway. All right, here comes the 1-0, and he comes home, and the pitch outs is ball two on another bunt. So now you've got a 2-0 count, and are you going to try to bunt again? Of course, you're probably going to because your coach still manages like he's got Vince Coleman on the base pass. All right, the 2-0. And he swings at it, and that's going to be a single through the left side. Iwan Suk is going to round second and head to third. And just like that, you swing the bat, and you've got runners on the corner now. That's amazing what happens when you swing the bat, ladies and gentlemen, instead of bunting like you were born in the 40s. Wow, crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't know what the shortstop was doing there. Elon Suk going first to third, a big run there. So now the go ahead run is 90 feet away, and you've got another pinch runner here as Isang Hyuk takes over. Che Jae Hoon will step in. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Not a big strikeout guy, but he is a big double play guy as he almost gets picked over at first base, and whew. Oh, Hee-jin Young is done for the day, and Isang Hyuk, who just came up today, will be on first base. He has plenty of speed also. Another outfielder, so he'll stay in and play defense. All right, runners on first and second. No Shiwan or the third baseman Kong Sung Ho up a little bit into the grass. Bunt him home. All right, here comes the 1-0 pitch. And checks on over him again. And he has plenty of speed over at first base as long as he can get a jump. That is the big question. Plenty of speed at third base. Easily scores on a sacrifice on a fly ball to the outfield. All right, here comes the 1-0 pitch. In there for, ooh, just missed. I thought that caught the inside corner, but it didn't, and it's 2-0. Hanwha has to have, who do they have warming up in the bullpen? Han Sung Hyuk? It has to be Han Sung Hyuk, right? I thought it was a strike, but I'm not a robot, so I don't know. The creepy guys who aren't even watching the game, they're just photographing the cheerleaders like crazy. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. That would be Mary Kate at the stadium. Zero concern whatsoever for the game. All right, here comes the 2-0 pitch. And he slaps that one into left field. That's going to score the go-ahead run. Isang Hyuk will tag up. Nope, he will not. He'll stay over at first base as Che Jae-hoon comes up with a big sacrifice fly to left field, and Hanwha takes the lead. I know, man. It's ridiculous. All right, Hanwha with the 1-run lead now here in the top of the eighth. They would love to put a couple more runs on as they still obviously have plenty of speed over at first base. All right, and that's going to bring up Shimu Jun 0 for 3 on the day. He does have some speed. Again, Isang Hyuk also has speed over at first base. We'll see if they put him in motion. And checks over again. Mary Kate's been lying to us this whole time. Always said she was in, or he. I still don't know if Mary Kate is a boy or a girl or a male or female or non-binary, transgender. I don't know what it is. As the pitch out doesn't work, as he doesn't go, and it's 1-0. Mary Kate tried to tell us that they were in Canada this whole time, but they've been hanging out at the front row of all the cheer sections. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that is going to be lifted into left field, and he's going to have himself a one-out single and moves the runners up. They've got runners in scoring position with 1 out and plenty of speed on the base pass as they'll flip the lineup back over to Wong Young Mook. Late inning rally here by Hanwha once again. They do their damage late in the game. Anytime you're giving up big hits to, looks like we've got ourselves another pitching change. And we'll take a little break here with it, and we'll see who comes back in. Hanwha now 12 hits, not 9, and still 5 runs though. Hanwha, up until this inning, has stranded 7 people on base versus the 4 left on base for Doosan. So they've had plenty of base runners. You know, now they have 12 hits and 3 walks versus Doosan's 7 hits and 1 walk. So they have way more base runners, but only up by 1 run because they keep leaving them all on base. All right, it's Wong Young Mook, and first pitch is upstairs. Ball 1. Lee Byung Hun steps in. First pitch is a ball way up. I'll get that changed in just 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. And the 1-0 slapped foul, 1-1. 148 on the gun from the lefty. That is big speed from a lefty in the KBO. Yep, unraveling, and then there's always the chance to unravel the unravel. And 1-1 is way outside at 2-1 now. Wong Young Mook 2 for 4 on the day with 2 singles, a run scored. He scored the tying run last inning. He would love to add a little bit of insurance for Hanwha here as they're at the top of the lineup with the bottom of the lineup and speed on base, and that is in there for a strike, 2-2. No. All right, the 2-2. way up high. 3-2 comes in as a reliever and immediately throws a full count. One more ball, and that loads the bases for the hottest hitter in Hanwha's lineup that's batting in the second spot today. All right, here comes the 3-2 pitch. Sets up on the outside, and he catches him looking at a beautiful pitch on the inside corner. Just kisses the inside corner, freezes him, and two away now. The the chain and the glasses. That was a beautiful pitch. Absolutely beautiful pitch. All right, Florial steps in. Again, Hanwha needs some insurance run. They don't really have as far as they don't have a setup man, really. Kim So Hyun obviously closing. Pak Song Won has been shaky. Han Sung Hyuk has been even shakier. That's a swing and a miss at ball one, and it's 0-1 now. L'Oreal 2 for 4 on the day. He singled and scored a run in his first at bats. Then 2-4-3 groundouts, and then singled in his last at bats to move Wang Young Mook into scoring position, and that is a strike right down the middle, and it's 0-2. No, two singles today, his second multi-hit game of his KBO career. And this could easily be a 5-3 game if he had a little bit better defense. All right, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Just misses outside, and it's 1-2. Thought it might have caught the outside corner just a bit, but it did not. L'Oreal had to look back because he thought it might have too. All right, pitch number 10 here from Lee Byung Hyun. I hit the button twice. Sorry about that, and that's way outside, and it's 2-2. Changing his eyes, changing his heights. Eh, in, out, in, out. He's only been going out. He's only been going out, but that pitch way up high, and we'll see if they go low now. That's going to be lifted into the gap. The center fielder is sliding and makes the catch, and Hanwha will leave. Two more on base as they've now left 9 on base, but they take the lead on a sacrifice fly by Shea Jae Hoon. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-4. Hanwha. Leaving runners on all day long. Hanwha finally coming up big, though. So Hanwha's left 9 runners on base. They are 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. 0 for 2 that inning, 1 for 3 last inning. As they are getting plenty of runners on this game, much better than the one runner in last game that was eliminated on the next at bat by a double play. So we'll see. I assume Pak Song Won will come in for Hanwha. I mean, I don't know who else could possibly be coming in. We'll see here. I haven't announced anything yet. So Pak Song Won will come in. Kim Bum Soo in line for the win. I'm sure that'll make Hanwha fans upset. Park Sang-won, 4.76 ERA, 6 games, 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 hold, 5.2 innings, 5 strikeouts, 5 walks, and a 1.24 whip. And let me get rid of that. And he will start off by facing the guy that already has 2 RBIs today, and Yang E.G. And that misses outside. Ball 1-0. So Iwon Suk stays in the left field. Isang Hyuk stays in right as they replace their respective players. As that is going to be lined right over Iwon Suk's head, as he made an awful line for that. Yang Eji turns around and he's going to be in there with a leadoff double. A horrible line by Iwon Suk in left. That was awful, awful route to that ball. As Yang Eji line that's over the head, as he started to head right towards center field and then suddenly had to turn and head towards the wall. As Yang Eji in sliding easily into second base, leadoff double, and he'll be done for the day, as they'll get a little bit of speed out there on second base, being the tying run already in scoring position. Park Ji Hoon out on the base pass now. All right, Park Ji Hoon. Yang Sung Won steps in. He's 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to right, and that's outside. Ball 1. Like I said, Park Sung Won has struggled this year. And inside 2-0. And a foul away, and it's 2-1. All right, 2-1 pitch. Park Sung Won, a runner on seconds. And that's low, 3-1 now. 132 on that forkball. 3-1 count to Yang Sung Won. He had a big 2-run shots in Sunday's game, and he's looking for another 2-run shot in today's game. Sets up in the middle of the plate, and here comes the 3-1 pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Noshiwan grabs it, throws across the diamond, and they make the slide into third with a huge, risky play on the 5-3, and he goes as Noshiwan didn't really look him back. And massive, massive play there by Park Ji-hoon. He didn't look him back, and he wins. The throw was high, otherwise it might have got him. Noshiwan didn't look him back at all. That is 2 big mistakes mentally by Noshiwan. The base running error that as that's going to be it for him. So we'll get another pitching change. Like I said, Park Sung-won has not pitched well. They are going to go to someone else. I don't know who else they're going to go to. They're going to go to Han Sung-hyuk, who's pitched even worse, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to go to Han Sung-hyuk. Again, this happens all the time with Hanwha. They have 1 or 2 guys that they use a ton one year, and then the following year, they are so done. Their arms are just not there anymore because unlike the MLB, the season's over, you're done. You know, you have the off season, you have your 3 months or whatever. You can do your own personal training things and stuff in the off season. But in the KBO, when the season finishes, they have like closing camp, and then they have like a week or two off, and then they have like an early spring camp, and then they have like so like this year, Hanwha went to Australia, and they had camp in Australia. Then they finished camp in Australia, and then they went to Japan, and then they finished in Japan, and then they came here. So they don't really have a lot of time to like fully recover. And especially with this manager that Hanwha has, he didn't even want to give him a day off. Like he was like, "Oh, the season's over. We got to start working on next season." Han Sung Hyuk now out on the mound, and 7.20 ERA, 6 games, 2 losses, 1 hold, 5.0 innings, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a whip over two. Uh, so he's going to have Kang Sung Ho to worry about. Kang Sung Ho already 2 for 3 with 2 singles, a stolen base, and a run scored. And that's a swing and a miss at a pitch way in the other batter's box. Not how you want to start your inning. Struck out in his first at bat, hitting a 309 on the season. And here comes the 0-1 pitch, sets up in the other batter's box once again, doesn't chase at that time, and it's 1-1. Yeah, they do. They are ridiculous. So the whole infield is in for Hanwha, plenty of room back there, and that is fouled away, makes it 1-2. Obviously, Hanwha has to play in because the tying run is 90 feet away after Noshiwan didn't look him back and threw across the diamond at a slow runner. Had plenty of time. Again, mental mistakes, mental errors. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch. There is one out. Sorry, guys. And almost hits him. 2-2 now. All right, the 2-2, 2-3 for Kang Sung Ho sets up in the other batter's box, and that's going to be a wild pitch tie game. Like I said, I don't know who they're going to have to hold the lead, and I don't know why you bring him in. I mean, honestly, I don't. And that is going to be ball four, and now they've got the go-ahead run on base, and he's already stolen one base today. Yeah, Webster. I told you that. I told you when they took the lead. I said I don't know how they're gonna be able to keep the lead. They're not gonna get to Kim Saw Hyun. Kim Saw Hyun could do work, but he can't throw 6 outs, and that's gonna bring up Kim Jae Won. And Kim Jae Won, will he make this a Doosan lead? As that is outside ball one. Kim Jae Won 0 for 3 on the day. Flew out to a 4-1 ground out and a 4-3 ground out. Kim Saw Hyun looking on, and he lifts that one. That might be issues as Iwan Suk is over right at the foul line and makes the catch, throws it in, and that will be 2 away. Mary Kate, where you at? All right. Pakebom steps in. He had the big RBI single that he came around on the Little League infield inside the park home run. And no, oh, they still have Kim Jae Won up there. They do not, if you're watching at home or wherever, do not pay attention to that score bug. It is wrong. My score bug is correct. Hockey Bomb is in or now hitting. He's 1 for 3 on the day. There they go. They fixed it. As that's going to be a ground ball right to Shimu Jun. Tosses it to second, and that will be 3 away, but not before they tie it up on a double, a poor defensive play by the third baseman, and a wild pitch. We'll go to the ninth inning, tied at 5. KBO gonna KBO, ladies and gentlemen. It is only the way things go. KBO, gonna KBO. Ah, no KBO. Guardians. All right. So Hanwha's gonna have no Shiwan. He has had a heck of a day. So Kim Taek Yun will step in on the mound now. Doosan bringing in their closer here. 5 games, 4 saves, 6 innings, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, and a .5 whip. As they're bringing him in, hoping that he can also have a new catcher, Kim Gi-yeon, back behind the plate. And a new pitcher on the mound is, again, the reigning Rookie of the Year, Kim Tae-yeon. One of the best young closers, young pitchers in the league. Hanwha passed on him in the draft. And Noshiwana looks at ball 1. So Noshiwana steps in. He has had himself a day offensively. He's been on base all 4 times. He is a triple away from the cycle, and he fouls that one away, and it's 1-1. He has had a great day offensively. 3-run shot in the first, a double in the third, a walk in the fifth, a RBI single in the seventh, and now he's up here in the ninth, and the 1-1 pitch has fouled us straight back, 1-2. Offensively, absolutely great day on the base pass, and defensively, not so great. Again, there was the foul pop fly to the right fielder that he didn't tag up on. And the 1-2 is he pops that one up. That's gonna be the third baseman, Kang Sung Ho, over, but isn't able to make the catch in foul territory. And that, I don't know if they're gonna call that an error or not, because it didn't hit his glove or anything, but that 100% should be an error. I mean, it wasn't even close. He was 6 feet away from catching the ball, but he should have easily caught it because ended up going back over his head. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch now. They're going to give him extra pitches, and we'll see what happens. And that doesn't matter because he blows it by him way up at his eyes. And that will be 1 away. So Will, top of the ninth there, not the 8th. Cheon Sung steps in. He's 1 for 4 on the day. Yep, I did give him an error on that. All right, Cheon Song again, 1 for 4, and that is going to be the line to the left fielder. And one pitch, 1 out, and we'll go to the number 5 hitter, Mr. Clutch himself, Moon Hyun Bin. Moon Hyun Bin, 0 for 4 on the day, and I've talked about this, and I talked about this in the last game. I've talked about it before. Moon Hyun Bin, they keep putting him at DH. He is not a guy that can DH. He's just not a guy that can DH. He is a guy that needs to be playing the field, whether it's at third base, whether it's at second base, or whether it's at center field. He needs to be playing the base. If he's not a guy that can just come up, hit, go sit down. He needs to be involved in the game. Of course, the manager for Hanwha is oblivious to anything logical, so he just has some DH or pinch hit. So 0 for 4 today, and that's upstairs 1-1. So he grounded out to the first baseman in his first at bat, struck out in his second, flew out to left in his third, and then struck out looking in his last at bats. And here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that's in there for strike 1-2 now. And not a guy that is a good DH. Not that he can't hit. He's very good at. He is an offensive guy, but he's not a guy that can just pack it up. And there goes strikeouts number 2 for the closer, and we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. It's Hanwha 5, Doosan 5. Who's going to come in for Hanwha? Who's going to come in for Hanwha? 1, 2, 3 goes Hanwha. That's the first time that they have gone 1, 2, 3 all game. Ninth inning, closer comes in a tie game. And my feeling is Hanwha is going to bring in their closer, which is a stupid idea. The reason why it's a stupid idea is one, they're on the road, so if they do take the lead in the 10th, they're not going to be able to. They're not going to have a closer at that point. Number 2, they have the 8-9-1 hitters coming up, so logically, you have to think that you should have somebody that can get these guys out. They should have somebody that can get out the 8-9-1 hitters in the bullpen. If they don't, they shouldn't be in the game. Because then you could have your closer come in if you take the lead in the 10th and work on the 2, 3, 4 hitters. But Han Sung Hyuk is staying out there. 9 pitches in that first 9 pitches earlier, and we'll see what happens. Again, he has an ERA of over 7. The fifth run was charged to Park Sang-won as he gave up that leadoff double. But Park Jun-young, 0 for 3 on the day, will be leading things off. 3 strikeouts, and I believe we'll have a pinch hitter here. Kim In-tae, 357 on the season. And I couldn't imagine they would have that guy batting again. And that's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Kim In-tae hitting the left-hander to face the right-hander. The other 2 batters are left-handed also. And that's in the dirt, 1-1. And you gotta have somebody that can get outs here. Because again, the KBO only goes 11 innings. If it's the bottom of the 11th, then you can bring in your closer. The 1-1 pitch, low, 2-1. All right, Kim In-tae sets up on the outside, and that is way outside. 3-1. 151 on the gun, super awesome, but it's a ball. I don't think Kim In-tae has a lot of speed, though. 0 stolen bases this year. That is a swing and a miss, and the count runs full. And important to note that Yang Yi is no longer in the game. Their number 3 hitter, who's 3 for 4, and the 3-2, and fouls that into Che Hoon's hand. He grabs it. He is in pain. He immediately dropped the glove as that fouled right into his throwing hand, and that is not good as he is grimacing in pain. And very quickly up should be EJ Wan. And this is a situation. This is why you don't pinch run for your closer or your catcher right into the knuckle of his ring finger and pinky finger, as his hand was sitting inside of his leg instead of back behind. They get out the spray pain relief, but I don't. Again, I don't think he can throw. I'm saying right now, if they get a guy on first base, they immediately have to be running on him because that is his throwing hand. EJ Wan is moving around, and he is he. Oh yeah, like he can't even hold his hand. Like he literally, when he just put his glove on, he had to use this part of his glove. He couldn't push it in with his hand like you normally would. He's got his hand back behind his body now. And here comes the 3-2 pitch outside, ball 4. They're going to be running now. They have to be running. If they're not running, they have some serious manager issues. They're going to have they're going to have a pinch runner because he is not very fast. So Josu Hang will step in, and yep, Che Hoon will come out again. There was 0 chance he was going to do anything. So we'll have EJ Wan will take over back behind the plate for Hanwha. And again, he is not a very good catcher. I don't care what anyone says. He is not a very good catcher. He drops balls all the time, and you have a guy, Han Sung Hyuk, who throws fork balls that are difficult to control. So EJ Wan will take back behind the plate. They'll have a pinch runner, I believe Oh Myung Woo or something like that. And we'll also have a new pitcher as we're just going to change every single player at this point. So Doosan will have a pinch runner. Hanwha will have a new a new pitcher. And yeah, we have a pitching change. We have a everything change. Coming in, I have to assume that they're going to bring in Kim Saw Hyun at this point. Yep, they're going to bring in Kim Saw Hyun because they don't have anybody that can get anybody out. This is what I talked about when they tied the game. If they would have taken the lead, it would have been a little bit different. But because they couldn't take the lead and they stranded more runners on base, they're now using their closer just to keep this game from being over in the ninth. Kim Saw Hyun will be on the mound. EJ Wan will take over behind the plates. And again, this is very, very important because EJ Wan will drop 1 or 2 pitches a game. You now have a runner on first, the pinch runner who's on first. Oh Myung Jin is on first base now as a pinch runner after the walk. So you have a guy that can steal bases. You have a catcher that often drops the ball every game or 1 or 2 games every game. And you got a guy that is a little wild as Josu Hang steps in and he puts the bunt down. Kim Saw Hyun grabs it. He goes to first base and 1 away. He moves the runner up, but now you've got 1 away. And again, even if Hanwha does take the lead, they protect the lead or the game here, and they move to the top of the ninth and score a run. they don't have anybody that can get some outs. All right, Jung Soo Bin steps in and swings and misses at a ball that almost hit him, and it's one away. All right, here we go. The 0-1 pitch, Jung Soo Bin, 1 for 2 or 1 for 3 on the day, led off the game for Doosan with a double. A run scored as Kim Se Hyun isn't paying attention, checking the runner. Then had a ground out to the first baseman, a sacrifice bunts, and then a fly out to center field. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. And that's chopped foul, and it's 0-2. Any other games close? Nope. Kia took the lead. Once again, Lotte's bullpen cannot hold a lead. That bullpen is awful. All right, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Kim Se Hyun versus Jung Soo Bin. And that's going to be chopped to the second baseman, and that will be 2 away. But the runner is 90 feet away. We will have Chu Jae Hyun stepping in with the winning run at this point. 90 feet away, and a guy that can be a little bit wild. No, Myung Jin will be off on anything that gets past EJ Wan. No, Ju Chae Hyun 0 for 3 on the day. He was hit by a pitch, a pop fly, a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-1. 135 with that's 300 now on the season for the left fielder. A 4-3 ground out, a pop up in foul territory to the catcher, a fly out to center field, and a hit by pitch on the day for him, and that is way outside. 1-1. My preseason pick had these two teams 5th and 6th in the league. Exactly how you expect a close matchup. And here comes the 1-1. Misses way outside again. 2-1. And again, the guy that they would be worried about the most, Yang Yi, is not on deck because they had a pinch runner for him. And to did he score? I don't know. A swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-2. Right, here we go. Time is called, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. All right, the 2-2 pitch. Kim Se Hyun, the closer on the mound here in the ninth, trying to keep it a 5-5 game, and that is going to be a foul ball just about inside the line. Inside the line would have easily ended that, but we'll have another pitch. Looks foul. Hanwha fan in the middle of a bunch of Bears fans. All right, here comes the 2-2 pitch. Sets up on the outside. And a swing and a miss. He throws down to first base and he is out. Gets the strikeout. EJ Wan not able to hold on to it, like I said, but they strand the runner. They go ahead, the winning run, and 90 feet away. We'll head to extra innings, ladies and gentlemen. Because why not? Why not? Right? Why not? Let's do some more. Baseball. Yeah, baseball. Baseball, baseball, more baseball. Baseball, baseball, more baseball. All right. I assume Kim Tae-kyun will stay out on the mound for Doosan. He did only throw, I think, 9 pitches in that inning. Kim Saw-hyun there threw, I think, 10. So top of the 10th inning. Those of you watching, if you notice, my score bug only goes 9 innings. I don't. There's nothing I can do. I can only go 9. So everything will be added in the 9th inning to because yeah, that's all I can do. I don't have any choices. Sorry. So coming up for Hanwha will be Iwan Suk, actually, the number 7 hitter. Iwan Suk will lead things off. Leaving the winning run 90 feet away. All right. Out on the mound once again, Kim Tae-kyun. Iwan Suk steps in. He is hitless on the season. And the first pitch in there for a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. 2 strikeouts in the 1 inning in the 9th inning for Kim Tae-kyun. And that is popped up right fielder under it and 1 away. All right, that's going to bring up Lee Sang-hyuk. Are they going to let him bat? I think they have to. I don't think they have anybody to play outfield. Lee Sang-hyuk hitting 460 in the second league, but looks at strike 1 there. So, a real quick reminder after this pitch that bounces 50 feet from the plates and 1-1 now. Before the KBO went up to 12 innings, after 12 innings, it would be a tie. But starting this year, they only go 11 innings. So we will only have 11 innings total, no matter what, even if it's tied up. And here comes the 1-1, and that is slapped foul, 1-2. Into the Hanwha cheer section. Maybe took out a $3,000 zoom lens. Oh, top of the 10th. I think this is the first extra inning game I've done. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Sets up high and lifts it into left field. The left fielder over under it, and that is 2 away. That'll bring up a Che Jae-hoon. Their reason was that with the pitch clock, it was going to be too much. It was to save the arms and take some pressure off of the players, I guess. The pitchers is what the reasoning behind it was. As EJ Wan steps in, and that is strike 1. EJ Wan getting his first at bat of the day. He is hitting 250 on the season, 3 for 12. And that is way up high, 1-1. So EJ Wan, again, kind of a 50-50 catcher spot with Che Jae-hoon, but Che Jae-hoon took the foul ball off the hand, and now EJ Wan is hitting instead of Che Jae-hoon, who is a much better hitter. That's in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. So even if EJ Wan were to get on base, he has to run because their backup, their third catcher, is Noshiwan. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Runs it inside, and it's 2-2. This will be his last inning as he's at 20 pitches here. Kim Saw-hyun probably should come out for the next inning. I have to think He threw 10 pitches in his outing or his inning there. All right, the 2-2 pitch sets up right around the knees, and that is lifted into foul territory. Josu Hang over, but gets into the stands, and it stays 2-2. Yeah, Kim Saw-yeon, I have to think he's pitching. As far as Hanwha, other pitchers that they have is Isang Gyu and Jung Woo Ju are the only other two that is left. Dive 6 rows deep through the netting. All right, here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt, and that will end it for Hanwha in the ninth. 3 strikeouts for the closer. We'll go to the bottom of, or sorry, in the 10th, we'll go to the bottom of the 10th. 5-5 game as Hanwha should be bringing out their closer once again. As Hanwha, the only 2 times they've gone 1, 2, 3 have been in the 8th or the 9th and 10th inning. They get base runners all game until they get to the 9th and 10th inning, and then suddenly they can't get anybody on because they face Kim Tae-gyun. Leading things off for Doosan is going to be their backup catcher, Kim Gi-yeon. Mental mistakes playing a huge role today. Right, Kim Gi-yeon. Bottom of the 10th here. No, they're going to bring in the rookie, Jung Woo Ju. Very surprising here. They are bringing in their first round pick. He has not pitched particularly well. 7.71 ERA, 6 games of 4.2 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a 1.07 whip. He does have a very good fastball. So here we go, and that is in there for a strike on the outside, and it's 0-1. Kim Gi-yeon, 333 on the season as the backup catcher. First at bat of the day. And a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2. And he's gonna needs a new batting glove as that one's got a hole in it now. No, I mean he was the number 2 pick in the draft last year. He's 18 years old. I don't think he's 19 yet. Yeah, he will turn he'll turn 19 in December. Sorry, in November. 18 years old, pitching in the extra innings of a tie game. All right, and there we go. Just a little icing the rookie. Kim Gi-yeon, 333 on the season. And facing an 0-2 count here in his first at-bat of the game. And he swings and misses at a pitch that almost hits him in the face as they throw down to first base. And that will be out number 1. Again, EJ Wan has now dropped 2 pitches, ladies and gentlemen. 2 pitches. Like I said, he struggles at catching, even though he is, what do you call this? The catcher. All right, Yang Sung Wan steps in. He's 0 for 4. Again, he can easily end this game with one swing, but that is ball one outside, 1 and 0. I I don't know if Nick is watching or if he's lurking, but he can tell you as the 1-0 just nicks the bottom of the zone and it's 1 and 1. That was probably not a strike last year. Again, they dropped the zone, I believe 1 centimeter or 1% or something like that. The top and the bottom, they dropped it this year. Yep, that would not have been a strike last year, ladies and gentlemen. And that is definitely a strike, though, no matter what league you're in. He's always lurking. I don't think he's playing video games a day. He might be yelling at his TV. And that is popped up. Second baseman Wong Young Mook under it, and that is 2 away. That's going to bring up Kong Sung Ho. He's 2 for 3 on the day. He's been on base 3 times now. The question is who does Doosan have to pitch if they don't take the lead here? That is way outside, ball one. Kong Sung Ho struck out in his first at bat, then a single, stolen base, run scored, a single, and a walk. And that is inside. It's 2 0 now. Hanwha will have their 9-1-2 coming up if they can get out of this inning and force the 11th. And that is way outside, 3 0. And he walked in his last at bats. He has a stolen base already today. You have EJ Wan back behind the plate who struggles to catch the ball. And here comes the 3-0 pitch. Fouled away. That was ball 4, and it's 3 and 1. Big, big time. Big, 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 big time. All right, here comes the 3-1 pitch. Sets up right down the middle and fouls that one back and out of play and runs the counts full. His second full count of the day. He had a full count his last at bat in the 8th inning and walked. Right off the handle. I wonder if the torpedo bat will make its way into them or the KBO. All right, here comes the 3-2 pitch. Pops him up, but looks like it just gets out of play and it stays 3 and 2. For Doosan, the arms remaining in their bullpen, they have a few. They got some lefties and some righties. So they have plenty of guys. Hanwha only has, I believe, Isang Gyu left in the bullpen. As here comes the 3-2 pitch. Way outside, ball 4, and the go-ahead run, the winning run, is now on base once again. As we will have another mound visit. Mound visit here. Is he gonna? He does not have a ball in his hand. He's just gonna talk to him, I guess. Thank goodness he's got those sunglasses on. I mean, it's what 9:30 at nights. All righty, 14 pitches for the 18-year-old rookie. And Kim Jae-won will step in. He's 0 for 4 on the day. He can easily hit whoever was asking for it for a 2-run shots to win by 2. He is the guy that can do it. All right, here goes and a swing and a miss at ball 1, and it's 0 1. Kim Jae-won 0 for 4 on the day. A 4-1 ground out, a pop fly in foul territory to the third baseman, a 4-3 ground out, and a fly ball to left. Might need to go dye his hair black after he's got this dark blonde thing. All right, the 0-1 and lays off of it, and it's 1-1. Same pitch that he just threw, but this time he was able to lay off of it. Welcome, Tempa. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, these Bears, the Bears. All right, Kim Jae-won, the pitch outside, ball 2, should be ball 3. Dun, 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 dun. Shh, shh, shh. And that throws over, almost throws it over Chae Sung's head over at first base. Oh, Jung Woo-ju, obviously, this is only going to be his only inning. Lee Sung-gyu is going to have to pitch in the 11th if they make it that far. The 2-1, a swing and a miss at ball 4, and it's 2-2. He hasn't thrown him a strike yet. He's swung at 2 pitches up at his eyes. I think you just got to keep going there. I mean, literally, these pitches are at his eyes. He's gonna swing at it. Go back up there. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Pops him up. EJ Wan under it. Again, EJ Wan has trouble catching, but not that one. And we'll go to the 11th inning because more is better. More is better. I'm running out of room on my score sheets, guys. Another runner left on base. Hanwha will have, again, they will have the 9-1-2 coming up. You enjoy yourself. This game is never going to end. So who's coming in for Doosan is the question. Oh, at this point now, Doosan has left 7 runners on. Hanwha has left 9. Hanwha is going to, again, have the 9-1-2 hitters coming up. And Doosan will have the 7-8-9 hitters coming up. On the bench for Hanwha, and if they do get anybody on, Ito Yoon, number 16, and Chaein Ho. So all right, Cheji Gang out on the mound now. Cheji Gang will take over, hoping to at least get a tie no matter what. And Cheji Gang, a 3.24 ERA, 55 games last year, three wins, 1 loss, 1 save, 15 holds, 50 innings, 45 strikeouts, 30 walks, and 1.44 WHIP last year. And Shimu Jun, first pitch is outside, ball 1, 1-0. Whoop, wrong button. Shimu Jun 1 for 4 on the day. He singled in his last at bats. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Catches the bottom of the zone, 1-1. Cheji Gang making his first appearance of the season. And here comes the pitch in there for strike, 1-2. Let's see, Om Young-den is still at second, right? right, the 1-2 pitch runs inside 2-2. So I guess Hockey Bum is at short now. I do need to change that. All right, here comes the 2-2 pitch. Home Young Jin is over at second now. And low in the dirt, and it's a full count because why wouldn't you have a full count in the last inning of the game? First full count of the day for Shimu Jun. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. And ripped foul into the netting and then bounces down into someone's hands. Yeah. Thank you for editing your because anytime you the way it's set up, anytime you say a cuss word, it deletes everything from that chat. All right, here comes the 3-2 pitch once again. And swing and a miss and one away. I might have hit himself with the ball because that pitch was so far inside. Wang Young Mook will step in. Where is Nick? Well, you didn't. Yeah. So like, I don't know if I can do this or not. And that's outside. Ball one. The S word. Yeah, it deletes everything. And that is going to be lifted into left field, but the left fielder over, and that will be 2 away. That's going to bring up a Florial. 2 for 5 on the day. A single, a run scored, a single, 2-4-3 groundouts, and a fly out to center in his last at bats with runners on the base. Oh, he could be a hero. He could make every Hanwha fan's dream come true. Yeah, I could I am a defensive specialist. Can play short catcher center, but I cannot hit to save my life. And a Florio, big swing and a miss there, and it's 0-1. .154 now on the season for Florio. The EF on the knob of the bat, and the 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. Cheji Gong just staying away, letting them roll over on something to roll it over. Yeah. And here come the 1-1 pitch. Just misses outside again, and it's 2-1 now. Nope, KBO doesn't do that stupid rule. No runner on second, but they only play 11, so I don't know which is worse. Actually, I do know. I would rather have only play 11 than ever have to see a ghost runner, as that is going to be lined right at the center fielder who makes the catch. And the best Hanwha can do at this point is to tie. We'll go to the bottom of the 11th. Got to remember how to do this here. There we go. All right, bottom of the 11th coming up. Hanwha goes 1-2-3 in the 9th, 1-2-3 in the 10th, and 1-2-3 in the 11th. The only time they go 1-2-3 all game long. Doosan will have their 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up, and Hanwha I think is going to have to go to Isang Hyuk. or not Isang Hyuk, Isang Kyu to pitch. Yep, no 12th inning. They even just announced it. They even showed it up on the screen, but it was in Korean, so I assume you guys can't read it. So Pakke Bomb will lead things off. He is 1 for 4 on the day with an RBI, and he's the one that had the Little League inside the Parker. Who did I say I'm streaming tomorrow? I think tomorrow's Kia, right? Kia Lotte, I believe. Is that what I said? Yep, tomorrow is Kia Lotte. The last game I saw before I moved to Korea was a big one. Lee Song-gyu on the mound, 5.63 ERA last year, 21 games, 1 win, 4 losses, 32 innings, 27 strikeouts, 16 walks, and 1.69 whip. He was just brought up today. So, well, he pitched decent in the spring. He struggles with, he has strikeout stuff. He can strike a lot of guys out, but he also struggles with command. So, if a runner gets on base, the bottom of this lineup has plenty of speed. All right, Isang Yu, first pitch here to Pak Bomb, right down the middle. 0-1. Oh, again, last inning here as Hanwha, the best they can do is tie, and Doosan, the worst they can do is tie, and that's going to be lifted to right field at the warning track and makes the catch. Is Isang Hyuk, and 1 away. He gave it a long ride. And 1 away. The Tucson fans in attendance are screaming and then holding themselves because they was it out. All right, next up is Om Young Jin, who swings and misses at a pitch on the outside of the zone, and it's 0-1 now. Om Young Jin took over on the base pass, and here comes the 0-1 outside, and it's 1-1. 139 on the gun. Om Young Jin, 95 on the season. Lee Sang-gyu, pitch number 5. And that's going to be a ground ball into the right field. And he's got himself a single. The number 8 hitter is on base. He's got plenty of speed. And that's going to bring up Josu Hang. Josu Hang has plenty of speed also. He's not a guy that he's going to get doubled up at all, but I saw, I believe, 17 innings was Boston versus Seattle. It was the last game I saw before I moved to Korea. All right, so Josu Hang, they're going to check over on first. They do not want him running at all, as and he has plenty of speed. Probably going to be looking to steal a base here to put him into scoring position before Josu Hang gets an RBI single. And drops down the bunt. That is going to be a base hit bunt, ladies and gentlemen. And did he go to third? Josu Hang with an infield bunt single. And now you've got runners on first and second. Cheon Sung tried to let it go because there was no play whatsoever on him. And here we go. Runners on first and second for the top of the order now. Again, I've talked about it multiple times. Hanwha doesn't have anybody to get guys out late. Nothing you can do when the guy is that fast. All right, so you got runners on first and second. He takes a visit to the pitching mound as a single will score the game winner. Plenty of speed at second, plenty of speed at first, plenty of speed on in the batter's box. Not going to double up any of these guys to end the inning and end the game. No, don't really have to worry about a pitch, something hit over your head. Or Jungsu Ben has hit a few home runs, but he is not going to hit very many. And here comes the pitch outside, ball one. I said this guy struggles with 17 innings in Boston. So we actually missed the train back, or the tram or train or whatever it is, to back to our hotel, and we had to take a taxi all the way back. It was super expensive. The 1-0, and that runs inside, and it's 2-0. Hey, Song-gyu has strikeout stuff. Jung-soo Bin doesn't strike out very much, but the next few guys do. So you got a guy on the mound that walks a lot. You do not want the guys 90 feet away with 1 out. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Slapped foul, and it's 2-1 now. And Jung Soo Ben doubled in his first at bat, scored a run, and then a ground out to the pitcher, a sacrifice bunt, and then a fly out to center, and a 4-3 ground out in his last at bat, which was the ninth inning, 1 for 4 on the day. Lee Song-gyu pitch number 10 here in the 11th inning, and that is outside, ball 3. Lee Song-gyu struggled with walks in the spring. That is why he wasn't on the first team roster. When he did start last year, he struggled with being able to get through 5 innings because of his inability to get guys outs. And that is lifted, but foul. It would have been strike number 2 anyway, and it's a full count now. You gotta love a good 11th inning, runners in scoring position, top of the lineup, full counts. This is what they made the game for right here. No, again, 1 out, 3-2 pitch. Jung Soo Bin, the leadoff batter, the center fielder, former guy that Hanwha was trying to get. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4, and he walks the bases loaded. And again, just 1 out, and Chu Jae Hyun steps in. I are they gonna? I think they're gonna have a pinch hitter here. Yaw Dong Gun is the only guy on that they can have pinch hit. So they've got, actually they're gonna put him over at so let's see if they've made any changes here. They have not. So Ju Chae Hyun steps in and looks at ball 1. Are we gonna have a walk-off walk? Walk-off walk? Ladies and gentlemen, are we gonna have a walk-off walk? As EJ Wan will make his way to the mound to talk to the guy that I said before the game, before he even came out, that he has troubles with the walks. Chu Jae Hyun, Tempa, if you look at the screen, bottom of the 11th, so Doosan's hitting, and then I have a bat on the person who is actually up to bats. Chu Jae Hyun, 0 for 4 on the day. He popped up into foul territory in his first at bat, a 4-3 ground out, a hit by pitch, a fly out to center field, and a strikeout in his last at bat. All he's got to do, he's hitting 294 in his career with the bases loaded. All he's got to do is put the ball into the outfield, and this game should be over. But here comes the 1-0 pitch in the dirts. 2-0. And I don't know how else to explain it. Lee Sang-gyu struggles with command. All right, here comes the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be a little soft liner to the third baseman, and two away. Infield fly was called, I guess, and that's will be two away. This is what the game is for, right? This is what the game is for. Yang Yi looking on. And and again, this is important. Yang Yi had to come out for a pinch runner. Kim Gi Yun steps in and he singles into right field. Ball game. Goodbye. The RBI walk-off single in the bottom of the 11th with 2 outs and the bases run loaded. Kim Gi-yeon, the backup catcher, walks it off on the first pitch he sees. And that's will be it for the game, ladies and gentlemen. That will be it for the game. KBO doing its finest KBO-ness. Woof. I'm going to watch it again just so I can watch it and not have to call it. I'm sorry, Mary Kate. I'm sorry, Mary Kate. Not good. Not good. Uh, more. It's kind of like I would say, where are my buttons at? If you can guess what that means. All right. So yeah. Hanwha does Hanwha. They take the early lead. 3-0 on a 3-run shot by No Shiwan. The good thing for Hanwha is No Shiwan obviously actually hit much better. In the 3 spots, he hits way better. Both of the 3 spot hitters in today's game hit well. No Shiwan, 3-run shots, a double, a single, and a walk, a strikeout whenever it was in. Yeah, something like that. But the other one is a little bit different. So No Shiwan hit well. He finally got another home run, the first home run he's had since opening weekend. But Hanwha they left 9 runners on in the first 8 innings. They had plenty of chances. They went 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Nope, tomorrow will be Kia versus Lotte. So no problem, Alan. Thanks for stopping by. So No Shiwan hit well. Again, Chan Sung single, Moon Hyun Bin 0 for 5. And again, I talked about this in Sunday's broadcast. I talked about this multiple times. Moon Hyun Bin DHing is not a good idea. I know they want to DH him because they want his bat in the lineup. But the thing is when he DHs, he's not really into the game. He is not there. He is not a guy that can DH. He's just not. He's a guy that needs to play. He can play third base. He can play center field. He can play second base. They need him in the lineup. They need him playing defense for him to be able to hit. Kim Tae-yeon did finally get a single, but again, you had to pinch run with these guys, and they didn't pinch run wisely. Once again, the manager immediately throws in the pinch runner, and because he throws in the pinch runner, then he tries to bunt. He doesn't let the pinch runner run. Yeah, they ended up scoring a run, but it wasn't because of the pinch runner. It was because of singles later on. I don't know. It's the same time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday games are all 6:30 Korean time. I think you guys are 15 hours behind. I really don't know because the U.S. has daylight savings time or whatever, but it's the same time, 6:30 uh, in Korea, here in Korea. But yeah, the pinch runners ended up having to come up, and obviously the pinch runners weren't able to hit. They haven't been able to hit all season. Uh, the bottom of the lineup didn't produce. They did get some singles here and there, but The singles ended up doing nothing because nobody got hits behind him. Doosan, on the other hand, Doosan came up big whenever it was needed the most. Obviously, late in the game with the bases loaded, uh, they got it done when they needed to. Is the number one thing. I need to calculate something here real quick. Two for So they were able to get things done whenever they needed it. They had the backup, the backup catcher comes through big at the end of the game. First pitch he sees, he puts it into right field. Defensively, uh, the difference in the game. Defensively is the difference in the game. Florio with that huge three base error as uh, Kim Gaebong or Puck Gaebong singled into center field. Florio trying to throw out Kang Sung Ho, which would have been the tying run, trying to throw him out, missed the ball, and then Puck Gaebong rounding around the bases for a little league inside the park home run with the three base error. That put Doosan ahead. Uh, Later, Noshiwan came through with RBI single. That Heat went to second on a bad throw by the outfielder, but then later Noshiwan doesn't look back the runner, and that is the difference late in the game. Noshiwan, the ground ball to Noshiwan over at third. After Yang Iji gets the double, then Park Ji Hoon takes over on base. The 5-3 ground out from Yang Sung Won doesn't move him up, but Park Ji Hoon ends up going to third base because No Shiwan fields the ball and throws to first instead of looking the runner back at second, because Park Ji Hoon didn't even go all the way back to second because No Shiwan never looked back to second. Again, poor fundamentals is the difference between a good Hanwha team and a crappy Hanwha team. They just do not do the small things. They do not do the fundamental things correctly, and there is no the management, the guys in the dugout do not hold the players accountable. They only hold the young players accountable, the guys that aren't full-time starters. Then in the bullpen, they went to Park Sang-won. They took him out right away, brought in Han Sung-hyuk, and then Han Sung-hyuk ended up throwing a wild pitch that allowed that run to score. So Hanwha hit better than Doosan, but mentally, Doosan played much, much better than Hanwha, and that is the difference in the game. Is the fact that Hanwha did the little things poorly, and Doosan didn't have any big mental mistakes. They had the one error on the foul ball that wasn't caught, but the next pitch was a strikeout, so it wasn't detrimental or anything. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you everybody who tuned in. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be doing the Kia versus Lotte game. So hopefully their game doesn't run 45 hours like tonight's game. Again, they are still 5-4 in the the bottom of the ninth. Lotte just loves to take forever. They had the what was it, almost 5-hour game on Sunday that wasn't even extra innings. And then now tonight they've got a 3.5-hour game that also is an extra innings. So thank you guys for tuning in. Kenny, I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow for the Kia Lotte game. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for joining me once again. Please do the whole like, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Make sure that we let everybody know that there are people that want some English, English supports for the KBO. And thank you guys. And until next time.